See you then. Welcome back to our deep dive. Last time we talked about all those different loan options and why owning commercial property can be such a smart move. Now let's get into what it actually takes to qualify for one of those loans.
Yeah, I imagine it's a bit more involved than just filling out a quick application. What are lenders really looking at when they're checking out potential borrowers?
You're right, it's a pretty rigorous process. They're trying to figure out the risk, basically, of lending you a big chunk of money. They want to see a solid track record, both for your business and personally.
So good credit is a must-have.
Absolutely. Your credit score is like your financial report card.
Right.
It shows lenders how responsible you are with borrowing and repaying. They'll look at both your personal and business credit scores. The higher the score, the better your chances of getting approved and snagging those favorable loan terms.
Makes sense. A good credit score tells them I'm a safe bet. What about income? Do you need to be making a certain amount to even be considered for a commercial loan?
Well, there's no magic number, but lenders want to see that your business is bringing in enough cash flow to handle those loan payments comfortably. They'll look at your revenue, your expenses, profitability, all of that to see how stable you are financially and how likely you are to repay that debt.
So, steady income, good credit. Anything else to focus on before you even start the application process?
The property itself is a big factor too. They'll look at what type of property it is, the location, the condition, even its potential to bring in income. They want to be confident that it's a good investment and that it makes sense for your business goals.
So if I'm looking at a kind of rundown warehouse in a not-so-great area, that might raise some eyebrows.
It could. Lenders generally like properties that are in good shape in areas with strong market potential.
Right. Makes sense.
Think prime locations, well-maintained buildings, and if it's a multi-unit property, a solid group of tenants, these all add to the property's value and its ability to generate income.
Location, location, location. Okay, so I've got my finances in order, my credit's good, I've found a promising property.
Yeah.
What's next? Do I just jump into the paperwork?
Hold on. Before you get lost in a sea of applications, you got to gather all the necessary documents. Lenders want a full picture of your finances, both personal and for the business.
Okay, hit me with it. What kind of documents do I need?
Get ready for a bit of a list here. You'll need your business financial statements, balance sheets, income statements, cash flow statements, going back at least 2, maybe 3 years.
2 to 3 years worth. That's a lot of spreadsheets. Why so much?
They're looking for patterns, trends in your financial history.
Okay.
They want to see consistency, growth, and responsible management. It helps them gauge how well you'll handle the debt and make those loan payments on time.
I can see that. So financial statements are key. What else?
Tax returns are another must-have, both personal and business, again, for the past 2 to 3 years. Lenders use these to verify your income, your expenses, that overall financial stability we were talking about.
Okay, financial statements, tax returns. Starting to feel like tax season all over again. Anything else?
A solid business plan is crucial, especially if your business is pretty new or if you're moving into a new market. This document outlines your company's goals, market analysis, financial projections, and how this property fits into your overall strategy.
So it's not just about the numbers, it's about painting the big picture for them.
Exactly. Showing them this is a smart investment. A strong business plan shows you've thought things through, you have a clear vision for the future.
Okay, got it. Business plan, financials, tax returns, anything else?
Almost. Don't forget about the property itself. You'll need a recent appraisal to show its market value, environmental reports to make sure there are no hidden issues, and if it's multi-unit, information on the current tenants.
Wow, that is a lot of paperwork. I might need a whole filing cabinet just for this application.
It can be overwhelming, I know, but having everything in order beforehand can save you a lot of headaches down the road. It shows lenders you're organized, prepared, and that you're serious about this investment.
Okay, so let's say I've tackled the paperwork mountain and submitted my application. What happens next? Do I just twiddle my thumbs and wait?
The waiting game is definitely part of it, but behind the scenes, your application is going through underwriting.
Underwriting.
Yeah. That's where the lenders team really digs into your financials, the property details, all those documents you've gathered.
So they're going through everything with a fine-tooth comb, looking for any problems.
Pretty much. Underwriting is all about assessing risk.
Right.
They're looking at your ability to repay, the property's income potential, and how stable both your business and the real estate market are.
Intense. What happens if they like what they see?
If you're approved, you'll get a loan offer outlining the specific terms. The interest rate, the loan term, repayment schedule, any fees involved.
And this is where my negotiation skills come into play, right? I don't just have to accept the first offer.
You got it. Negotiating is a key part of this process. Don't be afraid to push back, ask questions, and try to get the best deal for you.
So what should I be focusing on during those negotiations?
The interest rate is usually the first thing people look at, and for good reason. Even a small difference can have a big impact on your payments and the total cost over time. It's definitely worth shopping around, comparing offers from different lenders to see who has the best rate.
So be a savvy shopper when it comes to loans.
Exactly. The loan term is important too. How long do you want to be making payments? Shorter terms usually have lower interest rates but higher monthly payments, while longer terms give you some breathing room each month but could mean paying more interest in the long run.
Finding that balance.
Right. And then there are those fees we talked about. Those are negotiable too. Don't be shy about asking to reduce things like origination fees, appraisal fees, anything that seems too high. Every dollar you save on fees is a dollar that stays in your business.
Every dollar counts. What about prepayment penalties? Can those be negotiated out?
It's worth a try. They're designed to protect the lender's income, but they can be a pain if your plans change and you need to sell or refinance early. Ideally, you'd negotiate no prepayment penalty, or at least a structure where it decreases over time.
Okay, good to know. So I've negotiated the terms, everything looks good, papers are signed. Can I finally celebrate?
Almost. The last stage is closing, where all the legal documents are finalized and the money is actually handed over. It can be a bit complicated, involving lawyers, title companies, lots of paperwork.
Sounds like this is where a lawyer might be helpful.
Having legal representation at closing is always a good idea, especially if it's your first time buying. A real estate attorney can help you understand those loan documents, make sure everything is in order, and protect your interests.
Okay, closing's done. The money's in my account. I'm officially a commercial property owner. But you mentioned something about ongoing management. What does that involve? Does owning a commercial property basically become a second job?
It comes with responsibilities for sure, but it doesn't have to be a full-time gig. You'll need to stay on top of things like financial reporting, property maintenance, and if you're leasing, tenant management.
Financial reporting. More spreadsheets.
You got it. Lenders usually want regular financial updates to keep an eye on the property's performance and make sure you're meeting your loan obligations. Plus, you'll need good records for tax purposes.
Okay, financial reporting is key. What about maintenance? I'm not exactly handy.
You don't have to be a DIY expert. You can hire property managers to handle routine maintenance, repairs, any issues with tenants. The main thing is to be proactive, address problems before they turn into big expenses.
Right, address problems early.
Exactly. And remember, the commercial real estate market is always changing. Interest rates fluctuate, market conditions shift, new rules pop up. Good property owners stay informed, they adapt, and they seek expert advice when needed.
Stay informed, stay flexible, noted. We've covered a lot: qualifying, the paperwork, negotiations, closing, even the ongoing management side of things. But there's more to explore, right?
There is. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll get into some of the finer details of commercial real estate financing. Things like understanding the different types of interest rates, deciphering all those fees, and looking at some alternative financing options that might be a better fit in certain cases.
Sounds like we've got even more to learn.
We do. See you in part 3.